Hello friends, welcome to online Selenium training. In this training video, we are going to learn locators. We learn what is locators. We learn how to use Locator Assistance to get other options to identify the web element using Selenium IDE. We learn what is XPaths and how to installing Firebug and FirePath to get XPaths. How to use Find button. In this video we are going to see locate elements by ID using Selenium IDE. Locate elements by name using Selenium IDE. Locate elements by link using Selenium IDE. Locate elements by XPath using Selenium IDE. Locate elements by CSS using Selenium IDE. Locate elements by DOM using Selenium IDE. So let's see what is locators. Locators allow us to find elements on a page that can be used in our tests. In HTML, it is seen as good practice to make sure that every element you need to interact with has an ID attribute and a name attribute. Unfortunately, following best practices can be extremely difficult to do, especially when building the HTML dynamically on the server before sending it back to the browser. A common format for it. Locator type equals location. So now let's look into our recorded WordPress test. And we check that which locators used to identify elements on the page. In this training we use Firebug and FirePath to inspect, edit and monitor ID, name, link, XPath, CSS, DOM in any web page. In test case 1 we can see locator type ID, CSS, and link are used most. So let's navigate to WordPress login page by click on Open Command Test Step. Now we select Test Step which used to enter username and username text box. Here we can see that command is type, target is ID, equals name of ID, and value is admin. So let's see that this locator used in this target is able to locate element on the page or not. For that, click on Find button. Yes, it is working. We can see a yellow flash color when we click on Find button. One more way. We click on that test step. Wow! This is also working when we execute single command with help of locator and to find value is entered in username text box by the type command. And now at last we try to identify this username field using Firebug. So for that, go to WordPress login page. Select username text box and right click on that end. Select Inspect Element with Firebug. So we get HTML of the page and location of this username text box in this HTML page. This username text box is of the type input. Other properties of this tag are type, class, ID, name, and others. So we get the same ID names which we used in our recorded script. In the same way we can get ID for password text box using Firebug. Let's compare it with recorded script. In the same way we can get ID for login button using Firebug. Let's compare it with recorded script. So, let's try to inspect few more web element using Firebug on other website. For that, go to linkedin.com. Start Firebug using F12. If it is not running, Now start inspecting webelement. ID for email text boxes. Session key login. ID for password text boxes. Session password login. ID for first name text boxes. First name cold registration form. ID for last name text boxes. Last name cold registration form. ID for email text box is email cold registration form. ID for password text boxes. Password cold registration form. ID for join now button is BTN submit. So, in this way we can get the ID of any web element. So, let's see how we use this ID with Selenium IDE Locator. Go to Selenium IDE and keep open LinkedIn.com. Now create new blank test case in Selenium IDE. Select blank row or test step of table section. Now go to Command, Target, Value section and enter. Type command in command box. Enter ID equals ID of first name text box. Enter any value in value box. Now click on this test step from table and see what happens. Value is entered in first name text box. Do it for all other fields and run them. So now we know how to use Locator ID. So now we are going to learn Locator name. We take same example of LinkedIn.com. And again we identify first name, last name, email, password, text box and check the name properties of each. When we try to check name property for join now, we found that it is blank. So we cannot use name locator to find this button. In the same we had used Locator ID. We find name of each field. Enter all details in Selenium IDE and run them one by one. And see that, using name locator, we can identify element or not. So we can find all elements, using name locator as well. So now we are going to understand locator link. For that we need to know anchor tag in HTML. Link locator is used to find link on the page and perform appropriate action on that. So let's try to inspect links on the LinkedIn.com page using Firebug. So here we can see that home, what is LinkedIn, join today, are links and each are having anchor tag. So, same way at the bottom of the LinkedIn.com page, all are links like Help Center, About, Press, Blog, Careers, Advertising, Talent Solutions, Tools, Mobile, Developers, Publishers, Language, Slide Share, and more. So let's see, how can we use this in Link Locator? Each anchor tag have a name between start and end of the tag, so we use this to find link on the web page. So now we get the name for home link and go to Selenium IDE. And select the blank test step. Enter command, click and wait. Enter target link equals name of the home link and click on this test step. Wow, it's working. We can successfully find element using link locator and perform command on that. In this same way we find some more links and name of the link and add it into Selenium IDE and try to find links using link locator. So now we know how to use Link Locator. More locators we see in next video. Thanks for watching.